I jumped into entrepreneurship 11 and a half years ago because I needed to pay rent, and there was no gig economy, right? There's no, you can't Uber Eats, you can't DoorDash, you can't whatever. There's none of that.
The low hanging fruit wasn't there.
It doesn't exist. So the smallest stuff you could do was like babysitting or whatever, and that's it. And so I was like, well, that's not even enough money to pay what I need to pay. So I Googled at-home businesses that make the most money. A direct sales company popped up. I joined the first opportunity. No one offered it to me, which is like a big red flag. Like, offer the opportunities and the things you're selling and whatever else to people. Nobody ever invited me to anything. They thought, oh, she wouldn't go to this. And it just started steamrolling. I made 55 grand my first year. And when you're 22 years old and you're making 55 grand, you think, oh my God, this is so much better than working behind a desk. And then my first full year in entrepreneurship, I made 6 figures, and I was still a kid, and I had a lot to learn. Oh my God, my ego, out of control. And then turned into network marketing. If you think that you're immune to failure, this is me warning you on this podcast. Something is going to set on fire. It might be your personal life because you think that you got it all under control because your ego is crazy. If you literally just said, I'm not egotistical, I'm talking to you. Okay, you're the one with the crazy ego. Because I was like, no, I'm a servant-based leader. And I mean, I was, but I was still very, whatever. Life has an interesting way of evening it out. I had a business that completely fell apart in 2017, along with pretty much my whole life. I've lost millions of dollars in investments, but I don't like to look at it as a loss. I'm like, you learn a lot in that makes you just an absolute weapon when something else comes your way. Who's the person you need to fire? Like, they're in your head right now, like, oh my God, why haven't I fired them? They're doing damage, aren't they? Yes, like, even if it's little stuff. That person who, like, maybe you have a core value of timeliness, and this person keeps showing up late, and they're like, sorry, bro. I mean, did you see the traffic on the blah, blah, blah? And you're like, yeah, because I drove to work too. Like, I didn't live here last night, okay? Like, these little tiny things that are just constant. And you're just kind of like, oh, but she's like our number one salesperson. Oh, he's our number one, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Everyone is replaceable. I don't know who needs to hear that. And sometimes your best salespeople are the ones who are not yet performing because you're allowing the dragon to stay in the room. Yeah. Right? And they keep seeing you edify this a-hole over and over and over again. And they're like, I'm never going to get her attention. I'm never going to get his attention because I'm not evil, right? And they keep bringing little things to you, and then they just stop bringing things to you. And then next thing you know, your business is like burning down. You got to put out all these fires. You have to hire and fire based on this. And you just kind of got to be ruthless about it sometimes. I am not like an instant firer. Like, I'll have a conversation. I'm not like, I mean, I know you came from nothing. I know I came from nothing. I know, like, a lot of us came from a whole lot of nothing. Stop staring at your bank accounts like, oh, but it only has, I'm so broke. No, you're literally staring at it like it is energy. Put it to work. Don't buy dumb stuff. Put it to work. Invest in yourself. Get in the right rooms, and then you'll be able to invest in whatever. We put too much emphasis on money. Money is fake. And as soon as you understand money is fake, it is just power and it is just energy. You will stop holding on to it like, oh. What is your big, scary, audacious goal? What is your goal? What is the thing that makes no sense to anybody? And it's almost like you're too scared to tell people. What is that? Start telling people, Kelly. Start telling people, Sophia. Start saying these things. Let's take it way, way back to 11 years ago when I'm living in a basement. It's terrible. I have no money. I have no reliable car. I have nothing. I started screaming at myself in the mirror. I'm the best and the best and the best and the best. I am better than all the rest. Everybody wants to join my team. 1, 2, 3. Yes. And I screamed it every day. I'm telling myself I'm the best when I'm the actual worst. It didn't make sense to anybody, but it made sense to me. I set a very scary, audacious goal that made other people uncomfortable. Write that down. Made other people uncomfortable. Didn't make me uncomfortable. I was like, no, this is fine. I'm gonna figure this out. I know I say crazy things and you sound like people think I'm crazy. Maybe. But crazy people change the world. The world tells you, especially the women on here, the world tells you to be quiet. And the world tells you to play small. And the world, since you were very, 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 very little, I know, has told you that you're supposed to be seen, not.
Hello, it's DeeCee. Thanks for hopping on. And if you're catching this on the replay, much love to you guys. I'm excited to see everybody in the live chat. I hope you can hear me. You should be able to hear me. I've had a couple of technical difficulties, but we're here. And sorry, I've got my drinks up here right now. I'm going to go ahead and remove this. She cut herself off in that last video. She was saying seen and not heard. And so that's where that ended. Which is a weird place to end it. I'm going to go ahead and escape.
I jumped into entrepreneurship 11 and a half.
And Yes, great. All right. I am feeling a little better. I still have my congestion. I'm feeling a lot better. Correction. I still have some congestion, but feeling pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because we're doing this from the iPad again. How are you all doing today? I know everyone's coming in from different time zones. Appreciate it. And we're doing 2 podcasts today because they're both really short. And we're going to turn this sideways. Perfect. And I'm going to share my screen. Share screen. Window. Add to stream. And I think we're going to have to do it like this unless y'all... I just don't like that black border, and I don't know why it appears because it's not on my one on my screen, but that's okay. That is okay. It's all right. Not now. Awesome. Just ate lunch. That's great. Love that for you. Oh, cancel. I don't want to leave. All right, let's go ahead and go.
Hello, everybody. What's going on? It's Jessie Lee. You can also call me #BossLee or the People's Mentor. If you're enjoying this podcast, please make sure you rate it. Make sure you...
I hope you're feeling better. My husband gets migraines and they're the absolute worst.
Leave a review, and we will be doing
Cool.
Fans of the Week coming soon. So tonight I want to talk about building businesses that work for you and feel authentic to you. So here's the thing. In a very loud social media world, we sort of live in a time when everything is very, very, very visible. Now, this can be a blessing. This can kind of be a curse. It depends how you look at it, right? I think it's a big blessing for many, many reasons, one of which is that liars tend to get exposed very easily. Fraudulent products tend to come out and then get shut down right away. I think it's really cool because it's almost like we have our own little police society on social media. But here's the thing that happens is people get a lot of comparitis. People get a lot of, why is that person better than me? People get a lot of, oh my gosh, I'm not building fast enough. People get a lot of, oh my gosh, did they pay money for it? Did they not pay money for it? Are they real? Are they fake? What's going on?
What is she
What am I
talking
doing
about?
wrong? I switch what I do every 3
Yeah,
weeks
she
because
did.
this isn't working, so maybe that'll, and it goes nuts. So first and foremost, I sort of have a rule. Okay. So my rule is basically that whatever you decide to do in your business, give it 6 months. And don't give it like a half-butted 6 months. I mean like a full-on 6-month commitment to greatness, okay? You have no idea of whether or not whatever you just implemented is going to work if you give it a couple weeks or even a month. You've got to give it time to grow. You've got to give it time to have energy. You've got to give it time and love and power and let it...
What is this idea that she continues to talk about energy? She said it in her money spiel earlier. She's saying like give yourself give energy to the idea, because I don't really, that's very vague. Is it just me, or is her accent a bit different in this than in the videos? Yeah, the videos were from pretty recently, the last month. And this podcast is from 2018. So she speaks very differently now. It's really crazy.
Flourish, okay. So I guess it's kind of like a little bit of story time, and I'm sure it doesn't shock you, but this is like my favorite part of the podcast. I just like to tell stories. Okay. So I joined this company, okay? And I joined this company, and they were really big on events, and they were really big on these things called socials, and they were really big on 3-way calls, and they were really big at connecting to somebody, and they were really big at driving to local meetings things, and we're going to open this market to bring people, and this
Why is
is
she
how we
talking like
build,
this?
and this is how it's going to work, and we got these boxes we're going to send out like birch boxes, but not really like birch. Oh, it was a mess, okay? These people were unable, in my opinion, to figure out any kind of streamlined process to build anything, which probably makes sense why when I joined, they were only doing $200,000 a month in North America, but I didn't know that, so I digress. Anyway, so I went to this event with this person, and he was talking about how you've got to do socials, you've got to get in people's homes, you've got to present the product, you've got to stand up in front of a room, you've got to put on a presentation, you've got to go to Panera Breads and Starbucks and whatever, and meet one-on-one and close people, and then you've got to connect with a three-way call to close your prospects, and you've got to be belly to belly, and you've got dude, listen, okay? I knew that I wanted to build this online. Now, I didn't know about Facebook Lives because it didn't exist at the time. I didn't know if I was going to do video. I didn't know about podcasting. I didn't know what the plan was. I just knew that my cell phone was not going to make phone calls. Okay, my cell phone is a cash register. And I just knew that I was not going to put on at-home events. And I mean, it didn't seem to be too much of a problem. I didn't really get any flack for it, but it's very interesting to me that these people are now selling courses about how, oh, we built this online business all from our phones. I'm like, word, when I joined this business, you told me multiple times I needed to be inauthentic to myself and invite people to my home. Okay, so that's where the story of this podcast starts making sense. I personally, Jessie Lee, believe that you need to figure out whatever it is that works for you and feels authentic to you. Okay? What feels good to you guys? For me,
this feels very whiplashy, and I'm sorry that I'm critiquing how she's speaking. It's relatively unpleasant to listen to. And I apologize. I have my AC on because it's blisteringly hot here in Texas, so I couldn't turn it off today for the podcast. Not podcast. The podcast React. So I don't know if she's trying to be funny. I don't know if this is her like presentation voice, what it used to look like in what it used to sound like in 2018. It's very bizarre because it feels very choppy.
Not going to be a mixer or a social or a one-on-one or a three-way phone call or whatever, okay? I don't even like when I go to get my nails done or my eyelashes done or my whatever done, and they are like, oh, well, can I try your product? What's it cost? I'm like, ooh, can you DM me right now on Instagram? I'd just be a lot more comfortable if you would just at I'm Boss Lee and you just send me a little DM right now. You can be like across the salon from me, but like I don't really like talking in person, okay? I like to be a little introverted when I'm getting my nails did, okay? I'm so comfortable online. I'm very comfortable doing video. I'm very comfortable doing podcasts. I'm very comfortable sending voice messages online even. I'm very comfortable with Facebook Messenger. I'm very comfortable with Instagram DM. I'm very comfortable with text messages. But I don't want to talk. Oh gosh, it doesn't feel authentic to me. I don't know how to explain it, okay? So what do? I build how it feels good to me. All right, time for another story. Here we go.
Another story?
When I was in my first company...
We didn't even finish the idea.
Oh gosh, I'll never forget this. I don't know why I was compelled to do this. I think it was because like Ipsy was getting big at the time. This is in 2014. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do these boxes. I'm going to do subscription boxes. I'm really excited about this. So I had a pretty big online following, which I'll teach you in a minute how I built it. And because everything I've done is organic, I've yet to pay for an ad in case you're new to the Jessie Lee program.
Here's one issue I have. She continues to say that she has not paid for an ad. Okay, we're going to split hairs here. She pays for reviews for her podcast. Now, this is only 5 episodes in at this point. We're going to listen to episode number 6. But that is paying. That is paying for advertising, essentially. Because you're growing your reach on your podcast because people are leaving 5-star reviews, and she did weekly giveaways for the longest time. So I don't know how honest it is to say that you haven't paid for any advertising, because that is at least part of paying for it.
But I decided to put together these boxes, and if my memory serves me properly, they were $49, $99, or $199. And it was just like an Ipsy or whatever bark box or whatever you subscribe to. I love those boxes still to this day. And you would get way more products than what you paid for. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is such a good idea. I have a buying discount on my products. I can do themed boxes. I can put these things together. I can send them out to my clients, my VIP clients. I can sell them at my events. I can do whatever. And it would be a great way to get some extra income. So I put out a Facebook post. Now, I had already had 5,000 friends at this point in time. I already had probably, I don't know, not really that many followers, but maybe like 1,000 followers. And I was like, oh, this is a great idea. Because it felt authentic to me. Did you guys get that? It felt authentic to me. So I put out some kind of ad or something like that. And immediately I sell $8,000 in one day. And I'm like, holy macaroni, we are onto something. And I start doing little groups on Facebook, little secret groups to teach our team how to make their own. Because I figured, oh my gosh, if this is authentic to me and these people joined my organization, it'll probably be authentic to them because, like attracts like. These people are, they want to be in business with me. They know that I can build online. They know I can build with social media. They know whatever. And they were all coachable and fired up. I got shut down from my corporate office. I got a phone call that said, you got to shut it down. You can't do these boxes. And I'm thinking to myself, holy moly, if our team put in, I don't know, 100,000 in extra sales or something, nothing crazy these days. But back in that day, when I was like 24 years old, I was like, dang, shawty. Okay. I was like, this could be huge. This could be huge. And it felt so good to me. It felt so natural to me. It had been up for like all of 2 weeks, maybe. And the hammer got laid down. Okay. And I just thought to myself, are you kidding me? Like I got that taste of what building online could be like, and it was faster and it was more powerful and it was super, super popular. And I was reaching out to clients and clients were reaching out to me that I hadn't spoken to in literally years. I was like, man, we are onto something here. 8,000 in sales, 100,000 in sales in 2 weeks for the team, the extra sales, whatever. And then what if we did this for the whole company? I started thinking huge vision. I got fired up. I got all excited. I want to teach everyone how to do it because I get really excited. I like to help everybody win, right? Even if I'm not making money.
Okay.
Off of you. I just like watching people win. And I got shut down. Okay. And then I had to go back to the parties and in person and la, 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 and follow the rules, which if you haven't noticed on my podcast, I don't like following the rules. I like making my own rules.
Whoops. Sorry. Here's my question. So was she saying that she made the boxes when she was in slumber parties? Or pure romance or whatever? Because that wasn't the same time as Modere. Modere was network marketing. I wonder if that she was making boxes for when she was in slumber parties before they got purchased by Pure Romance.
Okay, but point being,
hey Tanya,
it worked for me. It worked really well for me. And me having that taste of $8,000, bang, bang, whip it out in a couple of hours.
Oh, just a couple of hours?
Really exciting for me. And I thought to myself, wow, okay, if I can do that, what could I do if all I did was build online? So if you found me online and you haven't, if you have no idea. Really.
Sorry, this also sounds a lot different than other stories that she's told in the past about how she got into building online, because she said before that someone else introduced her to the idea of building online, and now here she's saying she kind of discovered it on her own. So what's the truth? I just want to know. What's the exact reality of the situation? And does it matter in the long run? I think it does matter because all of the stories are so twisty-turny. There's different origin stories, there's different facts, and I guess when you boil it down, does being honest, does that matter? I think it does. It doesn't really seem to matter, and I can't speak for her, just because of the consistent inconsistencies that we see in the podcast so far. Only 5 episodes in, it doesn't really seem like being honest is super high priority to her. Because if it was, wouldn't the story stay the same? Hey, Daisy. If you're just joining us, we are reviewing I'm Boss Lee's podcast from the very beginning. So this is episode number 5, and it's been quite a wild ride so far. The first 5 episodes that we've listened to.
What I do, you just kind of like the podcast, you get motivated, fired up, you get in your business sense, whatever happens with you whenever you listen to me. I build only online now, right? So I've built a multi-million-dollar a month business online now. So
Income
it's a
claim.
little bit different. Scaling it is a little
Isn't
bit
that an
better.
income claim?
Making way more money, which I don't really care about money, but you know, money is energy. Energy can make impact. I like that. But
oh, and I hate to ask, but I'm going to ask if you could like the video. I normally don't ask in the middle of the stream, but if you could like the video, that would be incredible. I would really appreciate it. And if you're in the replay crew, if you could like the video, that would be amazing. Thanks so much.
it worked for me. So for me, what's authentic? Obviously a podcast, obviously building online, obviously voice. It's obviously a process I love. So whatever it is for you, if it is belly to belly, baby, build belly to belly. Don't feel bad about it. If it is online for you, build online, and don't listen to people who tell you, that is just transactional. What the heck is transactional about making people feel good? I feel, you know what?
It is transactional.
Back it up for a second here. I hate, as a matter of fact, when people tell me, oh, internet is just transactional. I guarantee if you put our organization, the people who work with me, belly to belly, toe to toe with any other leader who builds technically belly to belly, whatever. I mean, straight down the line. I mean, all the thousands of people in whoever's organizations. And you say, tell me what the spouse's name is. Tell me what the dog's name is. Tell me what the kids' names are. Tell me what her hobbies are. What does she drive? What does she like? What are her hobbies? I'm telling you right now, no, I won't know every single name of every single person, but if you're a performer and you've stood out, you better believe I have Facebook stalked the world out of you.
Creepy.
It's not transactional. I know you. I like you. I care about
that. Literally is transactional. If you, and again, it's strategic. Knowing your team and being able to identify big players and know specific things about them so they feel seen. That's a strategy. That is transactional in its very nature. I feel like sometimes I feel like when we're listening to this and we're only 5 episodes in, I'm like, what is going on? This is the top 100 in business and like entrepreneur podcasts. What? Like, I understand Emily D. Baker. I think she has number 1 for entertainment news, or she's in the number 1 spot in one of the categories. I get that. I love Emily D. Baker, and I guess some people like I'm Boss Lee, but I'm talking about specific content. I don't understand. I don't get it. I'm not trying to be mean. I just don't get it from a content perspective, from enjoyment of listening perspective, from actual like training that you could receive from this. I don't understand.
You. And you know what? I could do that way better online than I could ever do in person, because why?
I mean, I think she knows some. I mean, she makes a lot of money. She can talk a lot of people into signing up for Prove It. And she's done it in Modere, and she's done it in slumber parties. So she's a good salesperson, and she obviously, I know she also invests a lot of her money that she makes now too. So I think she knows something about it. Hi, Lori.
Because it's my process, because it's authentic to me. Do you see where I'm going with this?
No,
I
we
would
don't.
rather not have small talk with you. I would rather take the 2.5 minutes and scroll down your timeline and get to know when you were married, when your birthday is, what high school you went to, what college you went to, or did you go to Georgia, or did you go to Florida State? Where did you go to school? What did you major? I can find out more about you and your dogs and your cats and your horses and your cockatoos than anybody who has to go sit down at a Panera Bread on a Tuesday afternoon, ordering some broccoli cheddar soup with some bread on the side and a Caesar salad with a little 2 for whatever it's called. I don't know, man. I don't really eat carbs anymore, but I used to get that all the time. Okay, and try and figure out one at a time what gets people going, what motivates people, what fires people up, what gets them, gets them to get into action. I can do it way faster online because it's my heart. zone. So it's my process. It works for me. You just need to find out what works for you and then love and follow that process. Don't
Maybe she's
change
hungry.
it for anybody, even when people try to tell you, oh, it doesn't work. Dude, I'm high tech, but I am so high touch. It'll freak you out. There's been people I haven't seen, and I'm thinking of one girl right now, all right? But there's been people I haven't seen in 5-6 years, and I still follow them literally daily on Instagram story, on Facebook Messenger story, on whatever. I'm all over it, trying to see what's going on in their life. If I run into them, I know the boyfriend's names. I know if they did leg day today or yesterday, or it was back day, was it chest day? Who even knows? I know what supplements they're probably taking. I know exactly what's going on in their life. Oh, I saw you last week in Baltimore looking so cute. I saw you. I saw you.
You should have brought snacks,
girl.
Avery.
Happy birthday to you. Like, it's my heart zone. It's my comfort zone. It's my process. Okay? So figure out what your process is and ignore.
Okay, let me know in the chat or the replay crew if you're watching this on the replay. But live chat, what does she mean by heart zone? Because it sounds like stock zone. And now, yeah, can I find a lot of information out by your Facebook page? Sure. I would always recommend locking down your Facebook page because of people like Jessie Lee and me, other people. We were trying to find some information on someone to give to a defense lawyer because this girl was actively ruining her case online. And so I found the information so we could give it to the defense lawyer because she was ruining their case, but she didn't have her name. But again, it's like, lock your stuff down. Lock it down. Yeah, I don't have time to do it. And she does it because it makes her money in the long run. When people feel seen and they feel like you care about them and that they're important enough to you that you pay attention to them, they're going to stay around longer. It is a financial and transactional decision that gives her a huge return on her investment because people stay around longer. They do.
Or anybody else who makes you feel inauthentic to you. Okay, glad we got that out. All right. And with that said, I'll tell you, you will have so much more success if you do that. Not only in the sense that you will just feel better about the way that you're doing business, but in the sense that you know what happens? You just win faster. You win faster because you're being you and you're not changing yourself for anybody. Speaking of which, I'm so fired up. I'm sitting here tonight. It is, I don't know what day of the month. I think it might be the 22nd or something of the month. And I'll tell you right now, we're about to break an enormous rank in our company. We're about to have the promotion is about to be insane. And I will tell you very much so from the bottom of my heart, had somebody tried to stop me and somebody said, oh, Jessie Lee, we don't build like that. That's not the way this business rolls. I can tell you honestly, we would not be doing the kind of volume, the kind of business that we would not be having the success we have right now if I had listened to all the opinions of people who do not matter. See what I'm saying? All right. At any rate, guys, I hope that you get some kind of value out of this. I hope you can at least identify the things that you are going to do to build the way that you want, to build the life that you want, to build the kind of career that you want, to build the kind of business you want, to build the kind of family you want. So if you enjoyed this and you got value, I would love it if you share it with a friend. If you guys tag me on Instagram or Facebook or any of those things, I always respond if you haven't noticed. Thank you for all the
I always respond.
the ratings you guys have given me. Thank you so much
respond.
for the reviews. You rock my world. So with that said, this is Jessie Lee. You can call me Boss Lee or the People's Mentor. I love you. I appreciate you so much. And thanks for all you guys do. Go out there and love your process. Have a good night.
Okay, we're up to episode 2. What did we just listen to? Literally, the name of these reactions is what the heck did we just listen to? Because what the heck did we just listen to? Are you serious? Hi, Janet. I didn't mean to yell. My microphone is, look, do you see how low it is? My microphone is turned down so low. I actually don't, let me know if you can hear me because I can turn it up if you need me to, but I'm obviously yelling, so I don't want to blast your eardrums. I can turn up the podcast and I can turn up my mic if you need me to. Janet, we're listening to all the nonsense today. I hope you had a delightful nap. I love a Sunday nap. Okay, great. Yeah, if it's too low, I'm trying to figure all this out. I don't want it to crack and also have my air conditioning going. So let's load up episode 6. Holy cow.
Hello, everybody. What's going on? It's
Jessie Lee, if you ever listen to watch this video, which I'm sure you won't because you say you never listen to the haters' videos, can you just add an intro music to your podcast? Like, I don't know, download one from Tune Pocket, cue it up, have a little intro. I don't really care what you say, just can you just like add a little something would be great. And a microphone. Just a microphone and an intro music. I would love you. In a non-culty way. Love you meaning that would be great. That would just add so much to your podcast. This podcast is 2018. April 26th, 2018. So all of these podcasts you've listened to so far have been from April. Here we go. Buckle up.
Lee. You can call me Boss Lee, or you can call me the People's Mentor, and I'm excited for episode 6 of this podcast. You guys have been so amazing. Thank you for all your reviews and for sharing
Because you're
it.
paying for
Every
them.
tag I see on Instagram and on Facebook, I always like to comment back. You guys are rocking my world, and I think we are doing the world a lot of service by getting some of these business tips and messages out. So obviously I don't charge anyone to listen to this. I never will, and it warms my heart. So thanks so much, guys.
It brings you
rock.
customers.
So today we're going to talk about building a culture, because this is something that I just hear over and 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 over again from people that it is something that I am very talented at doing. And so I would like to help you and your organization and your team and your business and your company hopefully do the same. So first thing I like to do in anything that involves culture is you have got to set the standard. Okay, so write that down, guys. You got to set the standard, because what you allow is what your culture will become. You can't let the cracks get into it and let people ruin your culture. It's just like any other thing.
So this makes sense. If she's saying that people can ruin culture, this makes a ton of sense why she blocks people from her group. If they do the wrong thing, if they disobey the rules, if they ask negative questions, she takes it as an affront to the culture that she wants to show and keep intact for her team. Build a cult. Yeah. Yep. Building a culture. Oh, man. Y'all are great. I love live streaming just for the comments.
You hear where it's like, you know, if you've got 5 really positive people, you're going to be the 6th. If you've got 5 poor people, you're going to be the 6th poor person, whatever. It's the same concept. If you allow to play favoritism or have anybody kind of break through your culture without stopping it and ruining the standard, it's a good way.
Hold on. We're going back 15 seconds. We're not. Back.
The standard. Okay, so write that down, guys. You got to set the standard, because what you allow is what your culture will become. You can't let the cracks get into it and let people ruin your culture. It's just like any other thing you hear where it's like, you know, if you've got 5 really positive people, you're going to be the 6th. If you've got 5 poor people, you're going to be
Charlene.
The 6th poor person, whatever. It's the same concept.
Why is she so obsessed with people's financial status? I don't get it.
If you allow to play favoritism or have anybody kind of break through your culture without stopping it and ruining the standard, it's a good way to ruin your culture. So identify core values of your culture for your company, your team, your industry, whatever, and set that standard. So, you know, is your company or your team, do you have a culture of love, or is it of being goofy, or is it high vibration, or is it a lot of energy, or is it positive, or is it, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Apparently money only matters for her sound bites, or that it doesn't matter for her sound bites, because it seems to matter here.
You've got to set that standard, and then you not only have to set the standard, but then you yourself need to lead from the front, and you yourself need to go ahead and live by that standard. Because quite frankly, people don't listen to leaders that are hollow leaders. You know, I'll say that again. People don't listen to leaders that are hollow leaders. People don't listen to people who, you know, after time either promotes or exposes you, they realize, oh, that person isn't actually the leader at all. Oh, that person isn't actually at all doing what they say they're going to do.
She's saying this out loud, right? We all hear her saying this, and it seems to be she is describing what she is doing in 2022. I hope she never deletes these. Obviously, they're going to be up on my channel unless she tries to flag it for copyright. I don't really care. I will fight it all the way. But I can't believe she said that. I cannot believe she said that. And I hope, like, if this ever happens to me where I'm a hypocritical, I'm enjoying the hypocrisy, that I at least am open-minded enough to go back and listen to stuff that I used to say and think to myself, maybe I need to pivot. Maybe I freaking need to pivot.
Well, that person actually does not have integrity. Oh, that person actually does not do what they say they're going to do. Oh, that person doesn't know how to build an organization. Oh, that person doesn't know how to sell. They're not going to listen to you. So you've got to make sure you're leading from the front, and you're not only setting that standard, but then you're upholding whatever that standard is that you are setting. All right. The next thing that I think is super important if you are going to have a strong culture in your team, in your organization, etc., is you've got to have some camaraderie. You've got to do things together. You've got to drive to events. You've got to make sure that you've got your people around each other and that you're connecting each other. You know, I think a lot of people, they're scared to connect people. They go, oh, don't connect so-and-so with so-and-so. They might follow so-and-so. What are you talking about? We got to have togetherness. If people are working in your organization, you're all working towards a common goal. Camaraderie has got to be part of your culture. Just because somebody's maybe not making money off of somebody, or somebody's not necessarily working with somebody, or whatever your excuse is, you're not allowing somebody to possibly find their best friend because you have some kind of ego issue. Check yourself. Okay, you've got to have camaraderie in your organization and in your team if you want to have a strong culture. You've got to do things together, like I said. Why not have some kind of special event at an event? I'm notorious for having a photo shoot at every team event we have. Why? Because they're around each other. We take pictures maybe of the people at whatever rank they're at. They get to know each other. They do a meet and greet, etc. It creates culture. So this also helps with camaraderie.
I thought it created camaraderie. I'm guessing. I'm just confused. It's very wild, like, listening to what she's saying. I'm not very much an auditory. I'm more of a visual learner. And her jumping around all the time and not having a clear, like, thesis and then doing her podcast, it's wild. But again, just following her on Instagram and listening to what she says today, even when we listened to the intro video, it contradicted what she said in episode 5, and it's even contradicting what she's saying in episode 6. You can't make this stuff up. This is all from her. She's said all of this.
Can also be built through incentives if people are running towards the same goal, whether that's a sales goal,
that's what I think,
goal,
Charlene.
A leadership goal, or whatever the business goal is. That I think incentives are super important, and it just creates that oneness, which I'll also talk about in a little bit. All right, the next thing, if you want to have a team culture that is strong and powerful, is you've got to show these people you're human. Okay.
And yeah, is she listing points off? She is. It's just the in-between parts that's so confusing. And I think being a clear communicator, it's not just about enunciation, it's about ideas. I think that's the main part. And just because she can talk without pausing doesn't mean that she is a clear or effective communicator. I think she's a decent salesperson. Obviously, she's told us countless number of times she makes a crap ton of money. Okay, great. Does that mean you're a good communicator? No, I think you just paid for your 5-star reviews for this podcast and it bumped you up to the top 100. That's what I think. That's my opinion.
I know what it can be like to be a top performer and you're like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know if anybody can relate to me. Well, you as a leader can do things that show off your human side. So for me, I do a lot of online meetings, and some of the time, guys, I intentionally won't wear makeup. I intentionally will maybe have a baseball hat on backwards. I intentionally don't show myself at my 100% best because I don't want people to think, oh my gosh, Jessie Lee has her whole life together. She's always perfect. She's always, no, it's the same reason why I don't believe in Photoshop. Okay. Quit photoshopping out your imperfections. These people on your team need to see you be human.
She has been a part of photo shoots where she is absolutely, now, is she edited in terms of like the face tune and stuff? No. But is the color edited? Sure is. It sure is. I've been working in this industry for over 14 years now. Some of her photos absolutely are photoshopped. Does she mean like where her stomach is taken in or her back is taken in? No, I don't think she means that, but a lot of her pictures are edited.
Need to see you screw up. They need to see you be accountable as a human being who can relate to them. Right? If people are scared of you.
Oh, I miss this, Janet. Was that camaraderie in Nashville, that one girl's bachelorette party when everyone turned their phone off and you couldn't find them because they ditched you? Oh, I miss that. I miss that big time. No one can relate to you, Jessie Lee, because you keep spinning people's head with all the changing stories. Yeah, and I think it does matter that you change stories all the time. I know some people's like plumb line is different. I get that. We all believe in different things. I think being honest matters. It matters for consistency's sake. It matters so that people can trust you. I mean, and maybe she can get away with it. But we seem to be identifying, what's the right word I'm looking for? The discrepancies pretty easily, just from stuff she said. You don't even have to take my word for it. We're listening to her say this, and it's completely different than what she's saying today in 2022.
If people look at you like you're an alien, if people look at you like they'll never be able to relate to you, or they'll never be anything like you, or they'll never ever.
Her videos, I mean, whoever's doing the little word stuff, I don't think she takes care enough to edit them in a way that like is more aesthetically pleasing. I think she just churns out content. I don't know if she even knows enough about doing that to be able to video edit, but some of her pictures, I mean, the picture that is on the cover of this live stream, picture was taken by the guy that she sued for the $30,000, who was supposed to do all this content for her, and she said they didn't. Sorry, I'm still congested. That picture was done by him, and I'm sure that he edited it.
Ever in a million years be able to be as good as you at business or at whatever it is, well, then they're not going to be able to talk to you. And if people don't feel comfortable talking to you, they're never going to want to build a culture around you, right? You've got to show people that it's okay to, screw up and then have a comeback, right? You need to make sure you let them see you burn a little bit. I honestly think that probably some of the reason why I'm as successful as I am now is because I have had that whole Phoenix thing. People call me a Phoenix all the time. I burn myself into the ashes, and girl, I come.
Who has called her a Phoenix? I'm not trying to be mean. I don't know who has called her that. You can't relate to everyone because everyone has different backgrounds and stories, so don't try. Then you're just being fake. Wow. I missed all this, Janet. Dang.
Back better, stronger, faster. You can't even miss me, okay? But if you don't show that human side, and then especially if you try to play cover up about it, people aren't going to want to build a culture around you because they're not going to trust you.
Is she saying
People
this
do
out
more
loud?
business with people they know, people they like, people they trust than anybody. So if you're showing off this perfect house, perfect wife, perfect husband, perfect kids, perfect every single thing, perfect body, perfect meals, perfect house, perfect car, perfect. Nobody can relate to that. Let them see you be ugly, and people will wrap around that culture like you won't even believe. All right. My next tip is you gotta celebrate good times. Come on. No, for real though, you've got to celebrate people. And here's the thing. You've got to celebrate big wins. You've got to celebrate little wins. And you've got to remember what it was like to be somebody who feels like a nobody. I don't believe that nobody's a nobody. I don't think that anybody's a nobody, but you know what I'm trying to say. You know what it's like to hit like that first small goal and nobody says anything and you're like, really? Like that was kind of hard for me to do. I've never done that before. You've got to celebrate. You've got to meet people where they are. You got to make people know that they are important. When people feel important, they do more. They wrap around the culture more. They get plugged in more. They want to win more with you. You've got to celebrate. You've got to recognize the excellence. You've got to show gratitude. And here's the thing. Different things work for different people. One of the favorite things I like to do is I like to message somebody once they hit something and I say, where do you like to shop? Okay. So let's say I set a dollar amount. I don't know. Let's say it's $500. And I'm like, all right.
She brought that Nashville story up in a video and oh man, she looked so pissed. How did I miss this? I'm so disappointed. She does. She started wearing all designer. She got a custom Rolex. I don't know. She flexes her wealth all the time.
So because this person did whatever it is, I'm going to make sure I'm going to spend $500 on them, buy them, whatever, sunglasses, a bag, gift, whatever. Okay. Let's say they go, I shop at, here, I'll give you one because I know a lot of moms are listening. Here's what most of you do if you're a mom. You go,
stop preying on moms.
I like to shop at Target and I like to shop at, I go grocery shopping and, I don't really buy things for my kids and Toys R Us is out of business because they're whack and I don't know where Amazon. Okay, look. So my rule of thumb, if it's a mom, is I'm like,
that feels very disrespectful to voice moms like that. I don't know what does that achieve? Because it makes them sound dumb. I think Aaron and possibly JJ reacted to it. Okay, I must have missed it. I guess so. I missed this big time. If you're a mom and you're listening to Jessie Lee kind of voice moms in that kind of way, how does it make you feel? Because I'm not a mom and it makes me mad for my mom to have her voice them like that. Yeah, and I haven't met one who doesn't sacrifice. I mean, I know there's some crappy moms out there, but I think more often than not, moms are great. She was so mad, and all you got to do is do critical thinking, and you could see right through the BS. She thinks everyone is a dum-dum and will just believe her in everything she says.
No. Where do you shop for yourself? And then they'll be like, I don't really shop for myself. I'm like, okay, if you were to shop for yourself, where would you shop? And then they start getting, for real. They're like, Sephora, or I really like, I like this. I like TJ Maxx. I like Marshalls. I don't know. I'm really into Louis Vuitton, whatever it is. Okay. And that's how you're going to celebrate these people. That's how you're going to recognize these people. So let's say it is the mom who really wants to try to get into some of these things. Like I said, like maybe makeup. So she does say Sephora. Okay. I'm not going to buy this person the same gift as somebody who says, oh, dude, I love camping. If I had the money, I would go to Dick's Sporting Goods and I would buy the best tent ever, or whatever. I don't know. I don't camp. I mean, I would, but I don't. Okay. So I would give that person a $500 gift card to Sephora. I'd give that person a $500 gift card to Dick's Sporting Goods. Next thing you know, you got two people, same dollar amount, same recognition, same feeling like, wow, this culture celebrates me and this culture wants me to win and this culture cares about me and I'm an important person to Jessie Lee because I celebrated them where they are. So take the time to get to know people. One of the easiest things you can do is write some cards, man. Get out a pen, get out some paper. Guys, I write like a straight up serial killer. So when you get a thank you card from me, or an I love you card from me, or an I appreciate you card from me, or you're an amazing person card from me, and you can't read it, just know it says somewhere on there, I love and I appreciate you, okay?
I thought that some of her assistants wrote her thank you cards to her people. I remember seeing stories when she had assistants where they were writing things to people when she was still in the house before she got evicted. So if your likes are simple and does not cost an arm and a leg, your likes aren't good enough. Yep, apparently, Lynn. Apparently. They got lost. You had to go find them like they have one brain cell and don't know where they are and what they're doing. No, they ditched you. I wish I hadn't missed all this.
Okay, I write straight up like I'm going to kill people, but I'm not going to kill people. I'm not a very violent person, all right? I've never even been...
Sorry, one more thing about this. If you know you write poorly, then just type it and then sign your name. What is the point of sending someone a letter that they cannot even understand? Like, write them something so they know the words that you're trying to say and then sign your name. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. So, like, they're just supposed to feel good that you hand wrote them something that they can't read?
I never even yelled at anybody, but I really feel like I should maybe work on that. Maybe I should work on... No, I'm kidding. All right, but you've got to celebrate because when you celebrate,
They're not lemmings,
and when
yeah.
you show gratitude, people don't leave. People don't leave places where they feel appreciated. People don't go looking for other jobs when they...
People don't leave places where they feel appreciated. What? She said this recently too. She said it in a reel. And she said it in 2018. So, how do you explain all the people leaving the Empire? How do you explain people leaving Prove It to go to Elamir? How do you what do you chalk that up to? I just want to know. I'm curious. I really am curious. Because if your isms, like what she's saying, don't pan out in like reality, then why do you keep saying them? I don't get it.
Feel appreciated. People don't quit teams and organizations and leave businesses when they feel loved. Okay? So you've got to make sure that you are celebrating and recognizing on a regular basis. You can set a schedule for this. I love calendars for this. I love birthday cards. I love all of these things. You've got to take the time to get to know your people. Random gifts that they don't expect are some of the best. All right. Next tip for building culture is you've got to have community. Guys, look, this is something that might, whatever, you might, how do I do that? You've got to have a vision for your organization. So for me, I just really like crowns. I think that royalty and empires and domination and taking over and whatever, I don't know. I've always been fascinated by kings and queens and royal courts and whatever. And you've heard me before maybe be like, I think it's somewhere along the line I'm like a demigoddess, but I don't really know. Like, I don't know, I feel like I'm human.
You're right.
Anyway, all right, but you've got to have some kind of vision around it. So I knew I wanted to build a company vision around crowns. And so it went from, some kind of beauty queen thing, went straight into, what about like the empire?
Yeah, so her team when she was in slumber parties was the beauty queens. And that's where she just said the crowns came from. And now they're the empire. I don't know why this is strobing like that. That's okay.
because of course we have men and women working with us. So it turned into the empire. Well, think about what you can build culture-wise around the symbol of what you think about when you think about royalty and an empire and a dynasty and whatever. You know what you think about. You think about crowns, okay? So then let's take it from there. So you've got crowns that you're building a community around. Think about it. Guys, I went straight up sorority on these people. Our team literally throws up gang sign. I mean, it's not a gang sign, but it's a gang sign. Okay, we have and I stole it from sorority girls. I stole it from Zeta Tau Alpha. So if you're ZTA, like, thank you for letting me steal some of your slogans. Okay, it's not trademarked. All right, we literally throw up.
Are we serious? I mean, at least she admitted it here. Sorry, my headphone is like itching. Apologies. I know that's annoying to watch. I mean, people use stuff from other groups all the time. I'm just surprised that she actually admitted it here. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of things aren't original. I don't really dig on her or harp on her because she's not original. I wish people would be original, but I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm here on a streaming critiquing something that she created. So how is that original? It's not. And I'm mostly doing it because she constantly says stuff that contradicts herself. And she says different things to different different groups of people to, I think, create more interest in her own brand. When if she's changing all the time, then what is her brand? I don't know. Yeah. And there's lots of empires for sure. For sure.
Crown. In pictures, we say hashtag crowns up. We say the empire strikes back sometimes. We say only the best get crowned, okay? We say things like this. We've got the images of the crowns on shirts, on hats, on sweaters, on pens, on whatever, so that people grab it and they think about their business. They think about, how can I make some more money? They think about, how can I be bigger? How can I be better? How can I be bolder? Oh my gosh, I'm writing with this shirt on that has a crown on it. That's for the empire. I'm thinking about Jessie Lee Ward. If Jessie Lee Ward were sitting on my shoulder right now, would she be happy with how much I'm working, or would she be like, dude, like,
who cares? You're not their boss. You're not their boss. They're an independent contractor with the company that you're also an independent contractor with. Why are you harping on them? You're not their boss. You're not their boss. That would be the most miserable perspective to having signed up with a company where you're an independent contractor, and she inserts herself into the conversation and makes it seem like her standards, what she thinks, means something to the people on her team. Live your life, man.
Bro, are we working or are we screwing around? Okay. All right. It creates that oneness when you roll up into something like an event. Or you see them on Facebook and they've got their sweatshirts on with a crown on it, with a slogan on it, with whatever on it. And they got that culture of oneness surrounding them, guys. It feels so good.
Yep.
Because then you know not only will they...
One person left. Well, at least one person left for Elamir. And I assume that more people would. Because the ground floor, it's a ground floor opportunity. Or it was on July 5th. I don't know how ground floor it can be when I think they have over 12,000... Maybe they don't. Maybe it's not that much, but they've got a lot of reps now. I don't know. She did a reel about it too. She did a reel about the person leaving. And then we saw who it was in the Telegram chat.
know what they're doing, but they'll be surrounded by love from other people in your community, other people in your culture. They're going to be like, word, I feel so good right now because I just got 15 comments from other people on our team, other people in our business, other people that are in business with us. I'm feeling good Because you start that oneness, okay? You've got to have the vision around whatever that is, and you've got to keep, you might feel like you're harping on it, to be honest. You might
It
be like,
was.
how many more times do I
For
need to
sure
say
it was.
crowns up? Like, is this for real? And then you start seeing people using hashtag crowns up. And then you start seeing people come up with creative stuff. Then you see people go, oh, I'm trying to make some shirts. Can I make some shirts for the team? Can I make some hats for the team? How can I contribute? And you're starting to build that culture, right? You'll also find people in their gift zones when you start doing things like this, because some people might not feel like they're contributing enough to the business, but they've got that creative flair to them where they can definitely put together something like this. All right. And the next thing you got to do if you want to have a good team culture is you got to learn how to communicate. You got to learn how to talk to people. You got to learn how to make people feel good about themselves. You have to tap root.
Taproot?
You have to taproot. If you are leading some kind of team, I don't care if it's a team of 1 or a team of 1 million, you've got to get all up in that organization.
She is maxing out the range on her phone. You can hear how, like, her pitch is hitting the upper range of her microphone on her iPad or her cell phone, whenever she records the podcasts on. It's not blowing out for sure, because like I have her so low on my system, and you could still hear that like sharp, like when it's hitting in the red. Ugh. Well, honestly, I'm more ass over tits because I'm clumsy. Lynn, your comments are the best.
Up in it. You've got to start talking to more people. You've got to start finding out what gets people ticking. You got to find out what gets people moving. You got to find out what inspires people, what people feel gratitude towards, what people are anxious about, what people need help with. And when you do that, they are comfortable to talk to you again. And it goes right back to setting that standard where you're leading from the front, where you got camaraderie, where you let people see you as human, because they're like, oh my gosh, Jessie Lee talked to little old me. Yeah, girl, I'm talking little old you, because you are not a little old nothing, all right? You matter, okay? And so I hope this gives you some ideas, maybe some tips, maybe some advice on how to create a culture around whatever it is you want to build a culture around. But I will tell you, people will step up. People will work harder. People will outperform anything they ever thought possible when they feel like they're part of something. So make sure when you are being a leader in some kind of organization, you take it by the reins and you build a culture that makes people feel loved, makes people feel appreciated, makes people feel like they will stick and stay forever. Because I will tell you, that is the reason why I've had the amount of success I have had, is not because of me. It's because of the people. It's because when they latch on, they are like literally, they are like squids. They're like octopi. All right. They are.
Gosh darn it. Sorry, I had to blow my nose and then I started talking. Elaine, turn your mic on, Elaine. Literally an Elaine Brederoff moment. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. She has said in the past that she is so successful because she recruits from like points, like from the starting point every month, or at least she used to in the past. That she doesn't treat it like she has got anywhere, that she hustles and signs people up like she is starting from an organization at zero. And I don't yeah, literally an Elaine moment. So and now she's saying that she's successful because the people on her team feel more loved and more connected and more, appreciated on her team than anywhere else. And that so they work more. Well, if they do that, then why did you have to do the 90-day run at the beginning of this year? If they're working at their max because they feel loved and appreciated on your team, why do you have to do stuff like that where you can't take naps and you can't do other things? I don't know. It's confusing. It is confusing.
Stuck on me like white on rice, because I know how to love them right, I know how to lead them right, and I know how to make them feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves. And ultimately, that is what the culture idea is about. My name is Jessie Lee. You can also call me Boss Lee. If you did enjoy this and got value from it, all I ask you to do is share it with a friend. All I ask you to do is rate it on iTunes, Anchor, whatever you're listening to, and leave a review. You guys rock my world. Thank you for all the support, love, encouragement. You are absolutely amazing, and this is the People's Mentor. I'm out.
Holy moly. These are so short. The chat, let's see. Telegram. It is, which chat was it from? Let's see, Jessie Lee. Is it the legend chat? Brooke Perry. Here, I'll just share it with you. Let's see, remove. All right, you ready? It's the I Am Legend chat. Her name is Brooke Perry. I had the opportunity to work closely with Jessie Lee, and that girl gets mass haters. It's no coincidence that she's a massively successful too. Every time they put some big hate article or video up, her business explodes. People are nosy. They have to see for themselves. When they come to your page, they'll realize those losers are lying. I guess y'all can't see it. Let me leave it bigger. I'll come down here. Nope, not even big enough. It's a 0 out of 10 for me. White on rice. What does that mean? I not know what that's saying. It's yeah, it's maybe too hard to explain. How can her business explode if Jessie Lee claims that haters don't exist? That's a great question, Sonic. I think white on rice is a Southern saying. Let's look it up. What does white on rice mean? Extremely near to something. People use this to mean physically close, but they also use it to mean closely involved with something. Sources speculate that this expression originated sometime in the 1900s and saw a large increase in use post-1980. It comes from the color of rice. The color of rice and rice itself are so closely intertwined that they are inextricable. If you are someone like white on rice, if you are on someone like white on rice, you are watching that person closely. This example shows two college students using the idiom while discussing an unwelcome acquaintance. Frank, that girl Molly keeps trying to hang out with me again. Carl, just try to avoid her. Frank, I'd like to avoid her, but she's always with me. She's always on me like white on rice. I don't think that she'll leave me alone unless I tell her directly that I need more space. So that's what it means. Oh, am I muted? Let me know. I don't think I'm muted. I shouldn't be. Testing. I shouldn't be muted. Oh, okay. Lori, maybe if you can go out and then come back in, it should work for you. Okay, great. But yeah, this Elamir chat, it is a team called I Am Legend, and this is when a lot of people were reporting the TikToks, and she said a whole thing. But Brooke Perry used to be on Boss Lee's team, and Jessie Lee did a reel about it. Let's see. Let me try to find it. I'm going to add my iPad back, and we're going to go to Instagram real quick. Share screen. All right. Whoops. Share screen. All right. I know one day she's going to block me. Which one? Was it on YouTube or was it on TikTok? Let's see.
Check me out. Check me out. Boom, bam, bam, bop.
Oh, stop it.
Boom, pow. Check me out. Check me out.
Got a career and I'm show me a beauty.
No, that's where
Show me.
I need to mute this because I'm going to get flagged on YouTube. She did something recently where she was talking about the girl who had left. Maybe it's in Discord. Because she was packing trials. I'll have to look for it on YouTube. I don't know. Let's see. Let's look on YouTube. Oh boy. Here we go.
I think it's interesting. These are a bunch of women hating women. There's no one doing any videos about men in this space, which should tell you how toxic.
Oh, come on. I show guys on my channel all the time. I'll have to find it. Sorry, guys. Okay. All right, Janet, let me try to find it. Let me add my screen back. All right. Oh, I hate that. Okay. She posts so many shorts. These will not play on here. Hold on. I need to share my screen. YouTube is upset. All right. Share share this window instead. Share screen. Which one is it? This one. Okay. Add to stream. Nope, I want Jessie Lee. I want Jessie Lee. All right, let's go to shorts.
If you think that you're immune to failure.
And then I only lead from the.
I jumped into.
I mean, I know you came from nothing. I know I came from nothing. I know, like, a lot of us came from a whole lot of nothing. Stop staring.
Those of you who aren't, those of you who aren't building your business, you're not getting customers, you're not getting market partners, you're not growing your business.
That's not it.
Who's the person?
Oh,
Who's
sorry.
the person you know?
Here we go.
I think it's interesting. These are a bunch of women hating women. There's no one doing any videos about men in this space, which should tell
How would you
how
know?
toxic this space is. Anytime somebody is talking about you, it has nothing to do with you.
What?
And as soon as you wrap your mind around the fact that it's something that used to work really well 10 years ago, 11 years ago when I started all this, you would say, oh, I only have 2 more coaching spots this month. So if you are considering joining a business, you have to get in right now or else you're going to miss your window of opportunity, right? This like scarcity where then you're being really pushy, like, no, please understand the power of branding yourself on social media. And that is not necessarily, you've got to have energy. And don't feel bad about this, okay? When you decide on your alter ego,
What is your big?
for any of you with a book that I have read, live video, no one wants to feel like they're being focused on quality. I don't do pushy sales. I don't know if you've noticed this. I'm very focused on quality instead of quantity. I like quality leads. I like working with people who want. I don't do pushy. I sell trials a ton.
Is this her, I
That's
think?
really my personality, for those of you that are wondering. My personality is very much so. I have in the past spent so much money on full containers of stuff, and then I don't like how it tastes, and then I throw it all away. Or it just sits and it rots in a cupboard for years on end. And I felt like maybe
It's
that's
from
what you
the-
guys are
it's
too.
from
So maybe if you
one
got
of
trials
these.
and you tried a whole bunch of different- It's not exciting to do a startup unless you're a massive.
Oh, it's her. This is it.
Okay, just gonna let you know right now, unless you are like a Jessie Lee, it is a mistake to start in a startup. I'll be the first one to say it. I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's a massive, massive mistake to leave any size business behind for a startup. Not over 90% of startups, not in MLM, just in the world. Over 90% of startups, maybe more than 90%, absolutely fail. And then, the decision people say, they're like, they do this all the time. Well, you're going to be this many levels from the CEO. So that's a rare opportunity. That's not a rare opportunity. You can always join. You can join nearly direct to the CEO in almost every single company. I'm one level from the CEO. And it makes no difference. Like, just because you're a level from the CEO, it makes no sense. It doesn't give you any more access to them or anything like that. So reaching out to people and convincing them, oh, you'll do better over here because it's a new opportunity is actually an absolute farce. It's not exciting to do a
Okay,
startup.
that wasn't the
When people wanna
same one.
When people want to steal your team, it's
Oh.
not exciting. When people want to steal your team, no one can steal your team. You don't own your team. So that's what you might have been talking about. And this is maybe like not what you want to hear from me, but if you're leading with a tremendous amount of value, people don't leave. And I say people don't leave where they're loved all the time. And there's people who do like leave your team and it makes no freaking sense. But I mean, that means that they probably didn't feel your love. And so we just had somebody who was frontline to me and did pretty well. She left sneaking around in messages and like, I don't want to miss a company launch. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. And I'm like, I don't know where I didn't love her enough, but there's something in there where she didn't feel appreciated, which is really interesting because we have a lot of text messages back and forth even recently. But I'm like, you're making a really terrible mistake. I didn't say this to her. I'm just kind of saying it right now. It's not exciting to do a startup unless you're a massive leader. When people want to steal your
So that was about this. I'm pretty sure it was about this girl, Brooke Perry, from the Telegram. And that last reel was the one where she was saying someone left. Colleen, yeah. So Brooke has joined Elamir, and she is part of the I Am Legend team, which is hilarious because if you've seen that movie, you know that there was this magical thing that he was able to fix this disease that had overtaken the world. And I know that they didn't choose that because of the movie. I just find it ironic because of all the health claims they're making. Well, I that's a lot of Jessie Lee for one day. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Live chat, you're the best. Loved having your comments be a part of the live replay crew. Y'all are the best. Appreciate you so much. Love to read your comments after the fact. Oh, the remedy was in his blood. Elamir, please don't use that. I forgot that was the part of the remedy. Oh my gosh, please. Yes, please do not involve blood at all. I hope y'all have a good rest of your Sunday. I think that Tanya's going to be going live at some point. I think at 4 o'clock with Katie, I think. So I will see you around the internet and hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.